Royals in shock. Princess Anne delivers crushing blow to Prince Andrew failure. Welcome back to our channel where we dive deep into the secrets, hidden corners, and silent but powerful movements behind the doors of the British royal family. If you're someone who loves true stories that are more dramatic than fiction, you're in the right place. Today we'll explore an event that has sent shockwaves through the royal family, a development that not only exposes cracks within the royal household, but also raises significant questions about the future of a man once seen as a beacon of hope, Prince Andrew. The title we've chosen for this story is no exaggeration. Princess Anne defeats Prince Andrew, because this isn't just a personal decision, but a cold, calculated message from within the royal family to a man struggling to reclaim his former standing after a series of scandals. We all know that Prince Andrew, the second son of Queen Elizabeth II, once played a significant role in royal duties as the Duke of York, appearing at numerous national events. But everything changed dramatically following the shocking scandal tied to pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. The allegations, though never conclusively judged in court, were enough to strip Andrew of all royal duties, cost him his prestigious military titles, and leave him effectively sidelined. Yet recently, an unexpected event occurred. Andrew appeared at the Easter service alongside other family members, a move that sent international media into a frenzy, suggesting a possible reintegration into royal life. But just weeks later, all hopes were shattered. According to the latest reports from sources close to the palace, Andrew was excluded from a symbolically significant dinner hosted by none other than his own sister, Princess Anne. This wasn't just a refusal. It's being seen as a devastating blow to his already precarious position within the royal family. If you don't want to miss the latest details of this silent power struggle and countless untold stories about the royal family, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. We'll be with you unveiling the truth behind the ancient stone walls of Buckingham Palace. Prince Andrew, from royal star to pariah. Before being swept up in scandals that nearly destroyed his royal career, Prince Andrew was regarded as the dynamic son of Queen Elizabeth II, a man unburdened by the weight of succession, free to carve out his own path. With his handsome looks and confident demeanor, he was once dubbed the charming prince by the press, a stark contrast to his more reserved older brother, Prince Charles. Beyond his royal lineage, Andrew built a highly regarded military career. He served in the Royal Navy for over 2 decades, even participating directly in the Falklands War in 1982. To the public at the time, Andrew was a symbol of courage and dedication, a royal who wasn't afraid of hardship and was ready to serve his country. In addition to his military role, Prince Andrew frequently appeared at international events as a representative of the Queen. He undertook numerous overseas tours to Commonwealth nations and was a patron of dozens of charities, particularly those supporting young entrepreneurs. His presence at commercial and charitable events was seen as a bridge between the monarchy and modern society, a vital role as the United Kingdom sought to maintain the royal family's relevance in the 21st century. However, all that glamour has now been overshadowed by shocking allegations and a silent rejection from his own family. The Epstein scandal. A fall from grace. The trouble began when Prince Andrew's association with pedophile billionaire Jeffrey Epstein came to light. Not only were they friends, but Andrew was accused of direct involvement with one of Epstein's victims, Virginia Giuffre, who claimed she was coerced into sexual relations with the prince when she was just 17. Though Andrew has consistently denied the allegations, a now infamous photo of him standing alongside Virginia and Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's right-hand woman, ignited public outrage and undermined his defenses. The scandal reached its peak in 2019, when Prince Andrew appeared in an exclusive BBC Newsnight interview intended as an opportunity to clear the air. Instead of calming the public, the interview made him a laughingstock with bizarre defenses, like claiming he couldn't sweat or didn't recall meeting Virginia. The result, a wave of public fury, forced Buckingham Palace to act. Shortly after, Andrew was required to step back from royal duties. In 1982, he was stripped of all honorary military titles and royal patronages, honors that had been a source of pride for years. To avoid dragging the royal family into a legal and media storm, he agreed to a civil settlement with Virginia Giuffre, reportedly worth over $10 million a deal, that included no admission of guilt, but was seen by the public as a tacit confession. From a shining star of the monarchy, Andrew plummeted into darkness. The public, once admiring his military bravery, now saw only a man evading justice and tarnishing the monarchy's image. This public backlash compelled the royal family to act decisively, and Andrew's absence from public events, even national ceremonies, is the clearest evidence of this. Today, Prince Andrew lives an almost reclusive life at Royal Lodge, a mansion within the Windsor estate alongside his ex-wife, but close companion Sarah Ferguson. His rare appearances are largely confined to private family-oriented events, free from media lenses and public judgment. But can a man who once stood at the pinnacle of prestige remain in the shadows forever? A glimmer of hope at Easter after a prolonged absence from public life. Prince Andrew's unexpected appearance at this year's Easter service sent shockwaves through the media and public. He was spotted alongside King Charles, Queen Camilla, and other royals at St. George's Chapel in Windsor, a sacred site steeped in royal tradition and ceremony. Though not walking at the forefront with the King and Queen, Andrew was visible enough to prompt observers to ask, could this be the start of his reintegration into the royal family? Some saw the event as a sign of compassion, reflecting the royal family's family is forever ethos in front of the public. Andrew's invitation to such a significant ceremony as Easter could be interpreted as a subtle message from King Charles that he hasn't been entirely abandoned. However, analysts were more cautious. They noted that Andrew didn't speak, wasn't mentioned in official statements, and remained peripheral at subsequent events. One commentator remarked, "It may have been a family moment, not necessarily a sign of public forgiveness or restoration." The big question lingered. Was this appearance an invitation to return or merely an emotional concession during a religious holiday? The Gordon-Astown dinner, a devastating exclusion. All speculation shifted dramatically with the news that Princess Anne Andrew's forthright and astute sister deliberately excluded her brother from a symbolically significant event. This was no longer a private matter, but a clear message from within the royal family. At Windsor Castle, the enduring symbol of royal power and tradition, a formal dinner was held to honor Gordonstown, the prestigious Scottish boarding school. This wasn't just any school. It was where Prince Philip studied, and it educated several royals, including King Charles and Prince Andrew. The dinner carried deep historical and emotional significance, especially for former students who spent formative years there. The event was hosted by none other than Princess Anne Andrew's sister and a long-standing patron of Gordonstoun, known for her decisive and principled approach. Princess Anne has long been a symbol of dedication and duty within the royal family. Her role in hosting the dinner underscored both her commitment to the school and her personal prestige in high-profile royal events. What stunned the public and media, however, was Prince Andrew's complete absence from the guest list. A former Gordonstoun student living just minutes away at Royal Lodge, Andrew was not invited. This was no coincidence or organizational oversight. According to a source close to the family, Andrew desperately wanted to attend and was deeply disappointed not to receive an invitation. A friend elaborated, "Gordonstoun is an integral part of Andrew's life. He has many memories there. And this dinner wasn't just a chance to reminisce, but an opportunity to prove he still has a place in the royal circle." But the silence from the organizers, namely Princess Anne, said it all. What seemed like a simple event became a crushing blow to Andrew's hopes of rebuilding his image. It not only confirmed his continued ostracism from official events, but also highlighted Princess Anne's quiet authority, a woman who with one decisive act issued a symbolic judgment on her scandal-tainted brother's current standing. With a resolute action, needing no explanation, Princess Anne made it clear to all of Britain, bearing the Windsor name doesn't guarantee a return to past glory. A symbolic act, the weight of exclusion. Prince Andrew's exclusion from the Gordonstoun dinner guest list was far more than a ceremonial decision. It was a deeply symbolic act, and to fully grasp its significance, we must consider the profound connection between those involved, particularly between Andrew and Princess Anne, both children of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. They share Gordonstoun not just as a school, but as a piece of family heritage. The school was where their father, Prince Philip, studied and which he cherished deeply. He believed Gordonstoun instilled discipline and resilience, qualities he deemed essential for any royal. For this reason, he sent all three of his sons, Charles, Andrew, and Edward there, despite objections from some family members. In the Windsor family's memory, Gordonstoun isn't just a name, it's a symbol of service discipline and loyalty to royal duty. In his youth, Andrew was seen as the charming prince with a promising future in royal diplomacy. Anne, his sharp and principled sister, stood out as a quiet princess but fiercely dedicated. As siblings, they shared experiences and memories tied to Gordonstoun, making the decision to exclude Andrew from this dinner intensely personal and weighty. Thus, Andrew's absence, despite living just minutes away, cannot be dismissed as an administrative oversight or emotional lapse. It was a statement. And that statement came from Princess Anne, a woman known for her caution, integrity, and avoidance of media controversies. Her silence in this case was a language more powerful than words. Prince Andrew, though of royal blood, is no longer part of the circle of honor in events symbolic of the British monarchy. This wasn't just a dinner, it was part of a personal history and royal legacy, a moment to evoke memories of a father, a family, and a past. Andrew's exclusion from such a place tied to him emotionally and honorably underscores that the door to his return as an active royal is nearly shut. In other words, Princess Anne's action wasn't merely personal. It reflected the collective will of the royal family, that past mistakes, even if softened on a personal level, cannot be forgotten in public and symbolic spaces. With this cold but calculated decision, the British royal family reaffirmed honor doesn't come from bloodline alone, but from actions, choices, and consequences. Reactions, a firestorm of commentary, as expected. Reactions to the event were significant. Gordonstoun issued an official statement describing the Windsor Castle dinner as a small and intimate event with a carefully curated guest list reflecting current ties to the school. However, this diplomatic explanation did little to diminish the symbolic weight of Andrew's absence. As a former student nearby resident and brother of the host, his exclusion could hardly be seen as accidental. The public and media response was even more pronounced. Major British newspapers didn't hesitate to call this a painful blow to Andrew's efforts to return to the spotlight, while social media comments suggested it could be the final bell for his dreams of royal reintegration. Some criticized Princess Anne as cold, but most saw her as courageous for prioritizing the monarchy's interests over family ties. Once again, Andrew's story hit the headlines, not for a scandal, but for his family's silent rebuke. Gordonstoun, a royal legacy. Gordonstoun is more than a school. It's a cultural and traditional icon, especially in its ties to the British royal family. Founded in 1934 by German educator Kurt Hahn, Gordonstoun is renowned for its unique educational philosophy, emphasizing not just academics but character development, discipline, leadership, and community service. This is the institution that shaped the stoic lifestyle and sense of duty for generations of royals. The connection between Gordonstoun and the royal family is undeniable. Prince Philip, Queen Elizabeth II's husband, was among its early students and credited the school with forging his resiliency. He later sent all three of his sons, King Charles III, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward, to study there. Though Charles reportedly found his time there challenging, describing it as hell, Gordonstoun's legacy remains intertwined with the Windsor family. Princess Anne, though not a student due to the era's gender norms, became one of Gordonstoun's most dedicated patrons. In her honorary role, she frequently attends events, presents, awards, and speaks on the school's behalf at significant occasions. Thus, when she hosted the dinner, honoring Gordonstoun at Windsor Castle, and Prince Andrew was absent, it transcended a mere event, becoming a message from a place symbolic of a royal generation's alma mater. The dinner's broader context, the Gordonstoun dinner at Windsor Castle, was more than a friendly gathering. It symbolized the enduring bond between the British royal family and one of the most influential educational institutions in their history, in an era where royals used such events to reinforce their commitment to education, tradition, and family values. Princess Anne's hosting carried profound representational weight. For Prince Andrew, the connection to Gordonstoun went beyond honor. As a former student who lived, studied, and grew within its grounds, Andrew had publicly expressed his appreciation for the school and its positive impact. Thus, his exclusion from a dinner hosted by his sister sent shockwaves through royal observers. It suggested deliberate indifference from his family and raised deeper questions about his future in any official capacity. Beyond personal and royal dynamics, the dinner occurred amid increasing financial pressures on private schools, like Gordonstoun, due to new UK tax policies, which could raise fees and impact funding. In this context, maintaining ties with successful alumni and influential figures, including royals, becomes critical. The dinner wasn't just a tribute, but a strategic move to build and protect the school's image. Andrew's absence from such an event was no small detail. It was stark evidence that his honor and status are truly on the sidelines. Princess Anne, the iron hand of duty in the British royal family. Princess Anne has long been a symbol of discipline, dedication, and uncompromising candor. The only daughter of Queen Elizabeth II, she is known for her discreet yet principled lifestyle, unafraid to take a firm stance, especially when the monarchy's reputation is at stake. Thus, her decision to exclude Prince Andrew from the Gordonstoun dinner cannot be seen as a coincidence or personal oversight. It was a meticulously considered act, and more importantly, a message. This message didn't come solely from Princess Anne, but reflected the increasingly consistent stance of the royal family under King Charles III, maintaining a clear divide between those who can represent the monarchy and those who've lost that role due to controversial actions. As King Charles works to streamline the monarchy's image toward efficiency and integrity, any public appearance by Andrew poses an image, risk one the royal family is clearly unwilling to take. Comparing this to the Easter service at St. George's Chapel, where Andrew appeared alongside King Charles and others, reveals a stark contrast in messaging. Easter was a family occasion where personal bonds could override public image concerns. But the Gordonstoun dinner fell into a forbidden zone, a space where anyone's presence represents the monarchy's values, standards, and image. Here, Andrew's absence wasn't just a detail. It was a declaration. The royal family, at least in symbolic events, no longer stands with him. Prince Andrew's future, a dim horizon. Currently, Prince Andrew remains a member of the royal family, but his position has fundamentally changed since the Epstein scandals. While retaining his titles and family status, he has been excluded from all official royal activities, even personal and family-oriented events, like the Gordonstoun dinner. This raises a critical question about his future. Will there ever be a chance for reintegration, or will this exclusion persist for years to come? The prospects for Andrew's return to public royal activities are slim. Under King Charles III's leadership, the British royal family is focused on maintaining a clean and serious public image. Official royal events are not just opportunities to showcase family unity, but occasions to reinforce the monarchy's credibility. Allowing a scandal-tainted member like Andrew to participate risks criticism and eroding that credibility, making his reintegration highly unlikely. Moreover, Andrew's absence from significant family events like the Gordonstoun dinner likely has a profound psychological impact. Being excluded from official events is not just a mental shock, but reinforces a sense of isolation within the royal family. Andrew was once a prominent figure beloved by the public and active in international duties. Now his absence from public occasions serves as a reminder of how he lost that role, intensifying his solitude. Though living at Royal Lodge with Sarah Ferguson, Andrew rarely appears publicly, and his absence from key moments like this may leave him feeling abandoned, not only familially but socially. This further complicates his reintegration as each appearance becomes a question mark about his place and acceptance within the royal family. Managing crises in this modern monarchy. In the modern royal family, handling scandals and crises is not just a personal matter, but a comprehensive strategy requiring careful consideration of both family ties and public responsibilities. The British royal family maintains a clear boundary between private life and public duties. While royals share deep familial bonds, public events and official roles demand adherence to strict principles and standards to protect the monarchy's collective image. With each scandal, the royal family must navigate ways to avoid damaging their public reputation. This is especially critical in today's monarchy, where media and social platforms are poised to scrutinize every action, word, and decision. In Prince Andrew's case, excluding him from significant family events reflects not only strict enforcement of royal standards, but also a shield against media intrusion. The lesson from this event is that the royal family is meticulous in balancing reputation protection with managing complex internal relationships. Andrew's presence at some family-oriented events, without public endorsement, shows an effort to keep personal bonds from overshadowing the monarchy's dignity and public responsibilities. This decision underscores the royal family's ongoing adaptation to crises and societal shifts in the modern era. Conclusion: a family divided. To summarize, Princess Anne's exclusion of Prince Andrew from the Gordonstoun dinner sent a powerful message about his current standing in the royal family. This wasn't just an ordinary event, but a clear manifestation of the royal family's evolving approach to complex familial relationships. We see a stark contrast between the familial affection shown at the Easter service, where Andrew was included, and the public boundary at the Gordonstoun dinner, where he was excluded. This raises a critical question. Will Prince Andrew ever reclaim his place in the royal family, or is this the end for him? His absence from significant events like this prompts the public to wonder about his future, whether the royal family has decided he no longer has a place in public activities. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you see this exclusion as a bold statement from the royal family or merely an overblown minor event? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on more fascinating royal stories. Thank you for watching today's video. See you in the next one.